So, power rule, like we were saying, multiply any exponent that's outside parentheses inside to every other exponent. What about negative exponents?
We switched them so they go either to the top or the bottom to make them positive.
Good. So I'm going to clarify that a little bit more because a lot of us have been saying, some people have even been saying, move it to the denominator. If it's already in the denominator, don't move it down again. Okay? Instead, we're going to say, we're going to move across the fraction line.
Is it recording?
Move across the fraction line. So, this m to the negative fourth, if I were to move it across the fraction line, would it be in the numerator or the denominator when I end? The denominator, m to the, and then it becomes positive 4 once you move it. What about this n to the third? Where does it go?
Stay at the top.
Stays in the numerator, very good. And then p to the negative second
Goes to the bottom.
moves to the top or to the numerator and becomes positive. Make sure you change it to a positive afterward. If there was anything I could simplify, I would do it now, but these are all different variables, so you cannot simplify any further. Okay, so I'm going to put some problems on the board, and you are going to solve them in your groups. Okay, so take some time right now to solve those problems. I'm going to give you your answer first on this one, and then if you got it incorrect, you want to make sure you're checking your work. So 81 and x to the 4/3. Very first thing you need to do, I have an exponent outside the parentheses, which means I multiply it or distribute it to every other exponent. Don't forget, if it's not written, what is my exponent? 1. Very good. So then you multiply. That gives me 3 to the 4th, and x to the 1/3 times 4 is 4/3. And then 3 to the 4th is just 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which gives you 9 times 9, which is 81. So 81 x to the 4/3 is your answer in exponential form. All right. Going to the right. What should I do first?
Move the exponent, the negative exponents down.
This exponent outside the parentheses. And what do I do with it? Good. Distribute to every other exponent. So this is a to the negative 4th. Can you guys see the orange? Yeah. Okay. B to the 3rd, so those stay the same. And these become a to the 8th and b to the negative 4th. Now you have two options here. You can move your negative ones, or when you have terms that have the same base, what do you do with their exponents?
Combine them.
Combine them. So what is negative 4 plus 8?
That's so long.
4. So these combine. You can even write out negative 4 plus 8, and these combine, and you're going to do b is 3 plus negative 4. But if you add a negative 4, that's the same as subtracting 4, right? So you can show that as adding a negative. Either way. Doesn't look like two distinct things. Good. Okay, so once you simplify those, it becomes a to the 4th, b to the negative 1st. If you still end up with a negative after all of your bases have been combined together that are the same. So these are like both b values. We combine them all, but it's still negative. Where does it have to go?
To the bottom, denominator.
To the denominator. Over b to the first power, or you can just write it as b. All right, over here, just like the one we just solved, distribute the exponent to every other exponent. Where else is there an exponent here?
The 1 on the -2.
The -2 to the first. And I'm going to put that -2 in parentheses so I know to square the whole thing. And then if there is no other, if there's no other exponent outside your parentheses, then we can get rid of our parentheses here, because isn't b to the third, b to the sixth the same as b to the third times b to the sixth? Yeah, so you're still multiplying. So let's deal with our coefficients first. What is -2 to the second? -2 squared is 4. So this is a 4. And I'm going to do 4 times what other coefficient? 5. So you're multiplying those two together to get 20. And then my a values, I have a positive 12 and a -8. Do you think I'm going to end up with a positive or a negative in my answer? Positive, because it's like 12 minus 8. You're adding those together, but one of them is negative, so 12 plus -8 gives you a to the 4th. 12 plus -8 is 4. And what about your b values? This is b to what? The 9th. Very good. So, why did we not multiply the 3 times the 6?
Because there's inside the parentheses exponents.
Good. There's no number outside the parentheses here, because there are no parentheses, right? These are both inside the parentheses, which means you add their exponents. And the last one, there's several different ways you could have done this, but let's start off the same way we started all the others. What should we do? Distribute that exponent to every other exponent, including ones in the denominator and including ones that are equal to 1. So we have 2 to the -3rd. What is 4 times -3? -12. Don't forget the negative. Very good job. And then 7 times -3, -21. What should I deal with next?
The negative exponent.
Negatives. So if I have any negative exponents, they need to move across the fraction line.
Can we just go y to the 21st over 2 to the 3rd next to the
Yes. It would be y to the 21st over 2 to the 3rd x to the 12th. All of them have to move because right now they're all negative. And then is there anything else I can simplify? 2 to the 3rd? Yeah. Which is equal to 8. Very good. Anything else I can simplify? No. Questions on any of those first 4?